Brad Pitt is one of the most recognizable actors in the world. His face, his voice, and his performances are known across generations. But there's one thing people have noticed over the years. He rarely talks about his private life. No. Long personal interviews, no detailed explanations, and very few moments where he openly shares what is happening behind the scenes of his life. That silence feels intentional, and it raises an obvious question. Why does someone this famous choose to stay so guarded? Early in his career, Brad Pitt was far more visible. He appeared regularly in interviews, magazines, and promotional tours. As his popularity grew in the 1990s, the attention around him became intense. Every relationship, every comment, every appearance was analyzed. At that time, talking to the media was almost unavoidable. But as the years passed, his public behavior began to change. Interviews became shorter, personal questions were deflected, and the focus slowly shifted back to the work. Today, when Brad Pitt does speak publicly, the pattern is clear. He talks about the film. He talks about the creative process. He talks about collaboration. And then he stops. Very little is said about his personal life. This change didn't happen overnight. It developed over time, shaped by experience. Constant public attention comes with a cost, and for many celebrities, that cost becomes clearer as their careers mature. When every detail of your life becomes a headline, privacy starts to disappear. Brad Pitt learned that lesson early. The more he shared, the more the conversation shifted away from his work. Personal stories began to overshadow performances. Speculation replaced discussion. Over time, stepping back became a form of protection. By limiting how much he speaks about his private life, he controls the narrative. He decides what stays public and what remains personal. That control is rare in modern celebrity culture. Another important factor is longevity. Brad Pitt's career has lasted for decades. Staying relevant that long requires careful choices. Overexposure can weaken public interest. Mystery, on the other hand, sustains it. Bisalin less. He keeps people focused on the roles, not the rumors. This approach also allows his performances to stand on their own. Audiences watch the character, not the celebrity behind it. And that separation matters more than people realize. There is also a psychological side to this strategy. When someone speaks constantly, their words lose impact. When someone speaks rarely, every comment carries weight. Brad Pitt understands this dynamic. His silence creates anticipation. When he does give an interview, it becomes an event. Media outlets listen more closely. Audiences pay more attention. Another reason he avoids personal discussions is interpretation. Interviews are often taken out of context. A single sentence can become a misleading headline. In a digital media environment, short clips travel faster than full conversations. By limiting what he says, he reduces the risk of being misunderstood. This doesn't mean he avoids the public entirely. He still appears at premieres, festivals, and award shows. But those moments are controlled and purposeful. They are about the project, not the person. That distinction protects both his image and his work. Brad Pitt has also spoken indirectly about the importance of personal growth. Rather than explaining his journey publicly, he lets time and actions speak. This quiet approach allows space for change without constant commentary. It also removes pressure. Fame creates expectations. People expect explanations, statements, and reactions. By choosing not to engage with that cycle, he sets boundaries. And boundaries are essential for long-term stability. Interestingly, this reserved approach has not pushed audiences away. If anything, it has increased curiosity. Fans remain interested. Media attention remains strong, and his films continue to generate discussion. In a culture driven by constant visibility, restraint stands out. Doing less becomes noticeable. Brad Pitt's decision to rarely discuss his private life is not about secrecy. It's about focus. It's about keeping attention on the work rather than the noise around it. And it's about choosing when to speak instead of feeling forced to respond. In the end, his silence says more than any interview ever could. Because sometimes, the most powerful statement is knowing when not to speak.